What's up, guys? What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Keep It Up, Krista Jackson. I'm your girl, Kristen. I want you guys to subscribe, like, hit the bell. Follow me on Instagram, Kristen9, and TikTok, Kristen9. That's how you guys do. Today is February 25th. Happy Tuesday, and it's 1:34 p.m. It's the first clip. Good morning. Good afternoon, everybody. I didn't vlog today. I know people liking my stuff. When my husband when my husband married my best friend while I was in a coma, he thought he won, but once I recovered, I realized the house was in my name.
I asked, "Do you want me to be there?" "Of course," he replied. "Is it so you can show off your legendary shooting skills to me?"
Alright, I'm done with that. Anyways. I got 12 views on that. Okay, so what's up, guys? Oh, shoot. What's up, guys? It's 1:37 p.m. It is the second clip. I'm doing another. Yeah. I'm not showing you guys nothing. But this is. I don't even know why. I'm so confused on stuff. My cousin fell in love with my husband and got support from.
My cousin stole my husband, and my parents are begging me to give up my place.
But yeah.
Celine has already lost her parents. You have everything,
so
but just a man. Let her have him. Her husband wrapped his arm around her shoulder, his voice cold. I originally liked Celine. Miriam, let's get a divorce.
It's cold because it would have been windy and raining outside.
I want Aunt Celine. My parents
said
to me,
1:38
the house you have now belongs to Frederick,
p.m.
so don't fight him over it.
It is
you both have
the
children,
third clip.
So let the property go to the kids. At that time, I was so angry that my face turned pale, and hearing those words only made me feel ridiculous. I'm not the one who cheated, and you want me to leave with nothing? I'm not getting a divorce. They were frantic, but I insisted on taking 70% of the family fortune, refusing to budge, no matter how much they protested. Seeing Celine's belly grow, Frederick had no choice but to agree. Since my uncle and aunt passed away in a car accident, my parents brought Celine back and treated her like their own daughter. To make up for the pain of losing her parents, they even went so far as to exploit me, their biological daughter. Clearly, they cheated, yet they want me to leave with nothing. Although I had long known they were biased, seeing their attitude still hurt me deeply.
Yeah.
With the money in hand, I quickly left, even moving my household registration. It has been 20 years since that day. For 20 years, I have adopted 2 children, publicly traded company.
It's 1:39 p.m.
High profile
It's the fourth
and in
clip.
high demand. The daughter is a newly crowned actress, with 30 million fans, sharp-tongued and beautiful.
I'm like really tired.
The only thing that worries me is the marriage of those 2. The reason I came back this time is that my daughter announced the start of her new drama, and her crew is filming in this small town, so I came along. On one hand, I take care of her, and on the other hand, she has too many suitors, so I help her screen them. To my surprise, on the very first day I arrived, I actually ran into Celine. She was standing at the hotel entrance with Frederick, and the 2 of them seemed to be waiting for someone. When he saw me, Frederick was astonished. "Miriam, how is it you?" On an early winter morning, I had just come downstairs, planning to bring chicken soup to my daughter.
I should have bought another one like this.
I wrapped my down jacket
I
tightly
regretted
around
the
me,
day
my face
I
bare,
didn't
and
buy
when I
it.
looked up, I saw them. After all these years
It's
without a word,
1:40
you've ended up like this?
p.m. It's the 5th clip.
Carrying a thermos early in the morning, doesn't the hotel provide meals for you cleaners? After 20 years, Frederick has put on quite a bit of weight, while Celine has maintained herself well, though she doesn't dare to show too many expressions, her face rigid and reflecting the light. Cleaner? I looked down at the gray down jacket lining I was wearing, along with my casual pants, and immediately understood.
Still windy out.
Celine pretended to be intimate. Miriam, it's been 20 years since we last met. You took so much money back then, and now you're still living so frugally. Why not let Frederick help you find a leisurely job? Frederick looked down at me. It's also because Celine has a kind heart and doesn't hold it against you. When the time comes, you can work as a cleaner at my company. At least, it includes meals and accommodation. I pushed him aside expressionlessly. Please move. I'm in a hurry. My daughter, Frederick was instantly furious. Miriam, what is your attitude?
6th clip. Oh, I said I was going to do 5.
I shot him a glare while holding the thermos. Celine pulled me back. Miriam, I know you harbor resentment, but so many years have passed. We are still family. Why do you have to treat us this way? Or is it that you still think of Frederick? I just feel disgusted. Let go. She still held on tightly, and I suddenly shook her off. Celine took the opportunity to fall back, and Frederick quickly supported her, glaring at me and shouting, Miriam, how dare you? I was also very angry. You brought this on yourself. You want me to hit you, right? If it weren't for the chicken soup in my hands being for my daughter, I would have splashed it all over their faces. Celine said with a hint of sarcasm, Frederick, don't blame her. I know she has held a grudge against me all these years, and I understand.
So I'm gonna see you guys.
Get lost. There's no time to waste here.
It's 1:42
my daughter won't get her chicken soup.
It's 7 clip.
When I arrived at the set, they had just finished work.
I don't even know.
My daughter was removing her makeup, and when she saw me, she immediately jumped into my arms. Mom, why did you take so long to come? I ran into 2 crazy people on the road. Upon hearing this, the daughter immediately became anxious. Are you okay? Are you hurt? I'm fine, don't worry. I've cleaned up, let's go together. After she drank the chicken soup and removed her makeup, we went back to the hotel together. Fortunately, Celine and the others are no longer here. It's just that the front desk manager handed me a note with a complicated expression. Ms. Miriam, just now 2 people asked me to give you this phone number, saying they want you to call them, and also said for you to stop doing cleaning and let them. The manager hadn't finished speaking when I left. Do you think I'm embarrassing? He nodded slightly. That's what they mean. Isn't it a misunderstanding? Their own business is not doing well, yet they still want to seek Mr. Lucius, and they actually look down on your status. I took the note, and I understood. Thank you. My daughter asked me as she entered the elevator, Mom, who is so blind? The family I told you about. The woman immediately covered her mouth in surprise and exclaimed, those scumbag men and cheap women. Tell my brother not to help them. How dare they look down on you? Well, never mind. Anyway, I didn't intend to make them.
What's up, guys?
Miriam, you will regret this.
It's 2:05 p.m. It's first clip.
I now have a son and a daughter, and I have money. What could I possibly regret? 2 days later, I finally understood what Frederick's regret was.
Sweet Diary, that's what it's called.
He and Celine were actually lamenting on social media. The publicly listed company is bullying them and even sent their son to the police station.
I'm listening to it.
Celine cried, I know she harbors hatred. When I was with Frederick, she was jealous of me and took all our money. We had nothing at the beginning of our venture, and she took away all our liquid assets. It has been very difficult all these years, but after more than 20 years, she has returned. I don't know why her hatred for me is so deep. As soon as she returned, she disturbed the peace of our whole family. Sister, can I admit my mistake and apologize to you? Please don't target me anymore, okay? Celine cried inconsolably, while Frederick held her and whispered comfort. The clueless netizens were full of spirit, and soon this video disappeared. I know it was a screenshot.
It's 2:06 p.m. Second clip.
And at first, I was bombarded with insults from netizens to the point that the server crashed, and Lucius's company was also
so
boycotted.
good.
At this moment, Evelyn stepped forward. I don't know the whole story, so I won't comment, but I have 3 questions for Ms. Celine.
So yeah,
First, over 20 years ago, Frederick was Miriam's husband. How did you manage to covet your cousin's husband and successfully force my mother to leave home for over 20 years?
oh,
She took all your money at that time, which was the compensation you deserved, because you were already pregnant. I don't know why the later child didn't come to term. Perhaps it was
but
retribution.
yeah,
The second thing you said about the 50th wedding anniversary is that my mother
Oh, no.
ruined you.
I
Why
don't know,
don't you
but
mention that
it's
it was
like
your own
really
son,
tiring
whom you
right now.
raised, who pushed his
I
own
don't
mother
really
into the
know what to
hospital,
say,
along with the video from the hotel private room?
but
The
yeah,
third point, and the last one,
Okay.
you were right to say he did, and I was
it's
also a driving
2:07
force.
p.m. Stir
I won't
clip,
let anyone slander my mother,
So-
especially not an old aunt who is someone else's mistress.
so yeah,
Evelyn has 30 million fans, all of whom are just like her, with rich practical experience.
it's
For
really
a moment,
cold.
netizens were all abuzz. What's
Everything
going on?
is happening. Dum, 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 dum.
I didn't
And
expect the best actress to show up. How dare you?
I'm
How could you
so
provoke this sister?
tired.
This sister is famously sharp-tongued. Which mother would endure being scolded to her
But
face?
yeah,
Evelyn is right. Celine really is a habitual offender. I used to be their neighbor. Celine was even a bridesmaid at Miriam's wedding.
So
I
yeah,
didn't expect that the original partner would really be driven away. After so many years, Miriam has returned, and it turns out it's still so melodramatic. I have no idea who this
But yeah.
hero really is, but I have the nature of Celine's family.
it's
Celine was immediately criticized by
2:08
netizens to the
p.m.
point of closing comments.
It is
and
the
at
fourth
that moment,
clip.
Frederick was the same, while Walter didn't dare to say a word,
Why
fearing
is
he would be
doing that?
scolded.
No,
I looked around at the comments from
No,
netizens,
when it's
and
late.
everyone had a pretty
There.
correct perspective, so I felt relieved.
dum,
By the way,
dun,
Lucius and
dun,
Evelyn, good son and
dun.
good daughter, you are avenging your mother, and I
I'm
appreciate this
trying
heart.
to help.
I do not acknowledge
My
the
eyes
slander
are
and
not really
defamation that Miss
good
Celine has
looking for
directed at me.
things.
What I took was what I
But I did
deserved.
look. She
I
helped
even
me.
thoughtfully attached the
And
video
I
of them
found that
begging me for
binky, and then I
forgiveness back
found
then.
like containers.
I must say, I truly had foresight. I
I
already
found
knew
it.
this woman was rotten to the core. She wants it all. She desires a good
But,
reputation,
yeah.
while also wanting to reap rewards
It's
without
really,
effort.
really cold. It's really,
At first,
really cold
she was
because of
interested
the
in
wind.
Frederick, not because
No,
of
no,
anything
I
else,
shut
but
that
because our
window,
little shop was making
and
money.
it's not.
She didn't want to
I don't
struggle
know.
on her own, so she got left me. The business
It's
at the convenience store has been
2:09
declining,
p.m.
let
Fifth
alone
clip.
making a fortune every day.
I'm
It was not easy to reach today's
really
scale, and it was
need
also
to
because Frederick
vlog
successfully
this.
transformed.
So I'm gonna
This
vlog it.
collaboration with the tech company was meant for a joint brand,
And
but
all this
unexpectedly,
stuff.
it turned into a complete mess. This is your retribution. If I don't say anything or do anything, I will really be nailed to the pillar of shame by them. When I realized that Frederick had changed his mind, and that my parents also looked at Celine in a different light, I had already
yeah.
lost hope. My actions instantly
Anyways.
turned their reputation around, and Celine and Frederick's
I'm
company
so
are also
tired.
in jeopardy. At that moment, Walter came over. This morning, I had taken my daughter to the film set, and I saw Walter outside.
Oh my god.
He looked scruffy, and when he saw my daughter get out of that car, he suddenly realized, so that car really was yours at the time, not a rental. I nodded, of course, only that Celine could pull off such
But,
vanity and face-saving antics. Walter couldn't help but want. The assistant stepped forward
It's
and blocked him
2:10
outside.
p.m.
Sir, you've got the wrong person.
It's the 6th clip.
Your mother is at home selling jewelry to pay off debts. Walter looked at me with bloodshot eyes. He must have just seen me delivering chicken
So,
soup
yeah.
to my daughter and comforting her to take care of herself. Seeing him come over,
Yeah.
I raised my eyebrows and said, I'm not your mom. You said it yourself back then. You said Celine is your mom. Walter's lips trembled as he cried out, I know I was wrong. I was wrong. I was just too enamored with the warmth she gave me, but after you left, she
7
wasn't as good
decades
to me.
later after the
Mom,
cheating
I regret
divorce.
it. Let me return to your side. I can be an assistant to my brother,
Thanks,
and I can be an
Alvin.
assistant to my sister. I couldn't help but laugh. Walter, you really are shameless. No wonder you're
I'm
Celine's
confused. She
child.
didn't want
I
the
tapped
wife,
his head. Do
but
you
she
think
won
you deserve it?
70%. And
Do you
seriously,
see?
with
I
these many
pointed
men
towards
and
the
their
assistant.
children,
This person graduated from a
and blaming them for
985
being
university,
bad.
has an annual salary of $500,000.
He
can solve
cheated,
all
so
my
he
troubles,
told her to
is
get
well-versed
divorced,
in the law,
and now
and
she
is
was
both
threatened
cultured
not
and
to get
skilled in
divorced
martial
without
arts.
combination. She did
What
not
work
leave her
abilities do you have?
child. Her
You
child
only know how
chose
to
to
show
stay
off.
with his father and the
Do you think I
mistress
didn't check your
during
performance over the years
divorce. I
before I
guess
came?
if she fought for custody,
Campus bullying
her
targets
son
boys
would
and girls
ended
alike,
up
even
hating
playing
her.
with girls'
It would
feelings.
also be her fault.
Walter, I am very disappointed in you. You are simply unworthy. From today on, don't appear in front of me. I pushed him away without hesitation, got into the nanny car,
But
and drove off.
yeah,
I heard that recently. There's
it's
a young girl
12.
in his office who is quite interested in him,
It's
so I
2:12
need to hurry
p.m.
over and check it out. I didn't
7
expect
clip,
that
last
as
clip
soon as I
hour.
got in the car, the driver slammed on the brakes with a screech, and two elderly people suddenly appeared in front of me, lunging over. What the hell?
Blaming your children,
trying to
blaming
scare
them
me?
for being bad.
The driver turned
You love
pale with
having
fright.
bad parents.
Madam,
What do you
it seems to
think?
be those two.
What do you
I
think
took a
he will
closer
turn
look,
out
and
like?
isn't that my parents? They were lying on the ground, throwing a tantrum and cursing me for being unfilial. I completely forgot about those things that caused a stir online before. My parents went completely incognito, while Celine's family of 3 ended up being scolded so much that they couldn't get up. I took out my phone and started live streaming. Family, come and take a look. This is the old couple who abandoned their own daughter to raise someone else's girl, and now they're still trying to scam people. I'm recording a video to keep evidence.
I'm gonna go.
Hearing this, my mom quickly got up, pointing at me and cursing. Miriam, you unfilial daughter, you must be happy that I'm dead.
Clip.
Yes, 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 I am unfilial. Hurry up and come in front of my camera. I aimed at them, making them furious, and in the end, they called the police and had them all taken away. I took a deep breath and said nothing. Do anything else. I was on my period yesterday. My hands and feet were cold, and I needed someone to warm me up. James and I have also slept in the same bed since we were kids, and we didn't do anything else. I threw his words back at him. That's not okay. You're a woman, and your reputation is very important. He tried hard to argue, with veins bulging on his forehead. So you mean your female friend's reputation isn't important? It's really pitiful to be your female friend. Does she know you don't care about her reputation like this? James swaggered out of the bedroom. As he left a sentence. Next time your man is with another woman, remember to call us. Male best friend should step up without hesitation. Daniel slapped the door. Don't go too far.
I fell asleep.
I just smiled.
Like,
if it weren't for the fact that there was still business at home related to him that hadn't been sorted out, I wouldn't have bothered myself for a few days.
It's 3:48
Until during our
p.m.
meeting,
It's
his phone kept ringing.
No, but
I knew
for
that
real, I
ringtone
fell
well.
asleep, like really
It was from
asleep.
his female friend
And they're
Luna.
sleeping.
Daniel, I got into a car accident. Can you come and take me to the hospital? Then there came the sound of a woman crying, as if she was about to die. Daniel looked at me.
Asleep.
It's a matter of life and death. We grew up together as good friends. I curled my lips. Go ahead. When Daniel left the office, I said to everyone, your boss is busy taking care of his female friend today and has no time to work. Since that's the case, everyone has a 1-month vacation. Everyone looked at each other in bewilderment. It was not until they saw me picking up my bag and leaving the company that they confirmed I was serious about the vacation. I called my brother and asked him to cut off relations with Daniel's family as soon as possible. I didn't want this arranged marriage anymore. My brother asked me to give him a month. In a month, he would pull out all the projects, and he would suffer a lot of losses because of it.
3:49 p.m.
Subsequently, I called James.
Clip.
Where are you? I'm skiing in Switzerland with my boyfriend. I cursed in my heart. He already had a boyfriend, but I didn't. I bought a plane ticket and headed straight for Switzerland. When James and his boyfriend saw me, they were stunned. They thought I was joking. I'm here to join you. With me around, you can show your love openly on moments. The two of them were amused by what I said. James is the heir of the James family.
I am like
his family
really
would
tired right
definitely
now.
not accept
I don't
his
even
love
know
for
what's
a
going
man.
on right now.
So
I'm
he
just
hasn't
like,
had the chance to
what
post
the fuck
photos
is
of the
going
two of
on?
them
And I
openly on
don't know what's
moments.
going on.
Because of my joining,
I gotta
James
tell you guys
posted a
something.
lot of moments. To make it less obvious, there was always me in the photos where they were together. Sometimes I grabbed his face, sometimes I pulled his hair. Sometimes I just hugged both of them.
Like,
People who didn't know would think from our photos that I was a heartless woman in a relationship with two men. A week later, a tall man appeared in
I think I
Switzerland.
have to like
He
stand up
packed
with
the
him
three
and
of us
everything,
into
so
Lucas's
yeah.
planes. What's going on?
It's 3:50
James winked at
p.m.
me. I didn't
It's the
understand at
fourth
all.
clip, I think.
Looking at that man again, the imposing manner on
I
him
don't
made
know.
me, an old hand in the workplace for many years, feel a sense of awe. Could this person be the head of the Lucas family? Henry's older brother Lucas? That shouldn't be right. According to James,
Oh my god.
this guy doesn't care about them at all. Henry is just a nobody in the Lucas family. When we arrived in Kyoto and just got off the plane, Daniel appeared in front of us.
I'm really tired right
Sophia,
now.
why did you run off without saying a word? I blinked. I told everyone. I gave a 1-month vacation. Daniel thanked
Anyways.
Lucas. Thank you, Lucas, for bringing my fiancé back. My mind went blank. When did Daniel get to know Lucas? Lucas nodded and left with James and Henry. You're not angry just because I went to take care of Luna, are you? I told you. His voice was full of anger.
3:51
You're out
p.m.
having fun with
It's
other men
fifth
like
clip.
this. I've lost all my face. On his phone was a photo of me hugging James and Henry. We looked extremely intimate.
Oh.
I looked at the photo with satisfaction. The photo was taken well. I'll ask James to send it to me
Anyways.
later and I'll print it out and stick it in the office. Sophia. Daniel grabbed my wrist. Did you hear what I said? What you're doing makes me lose all my face. Where should I put my face? I'm also a matter of life and death.
Look at
If
that.
I don't go out and have fun, I'll go crazy.
That's what I'm watching
That's
or
also a
listening
matter of
to.
life and death. My life is just
It's
as
an AI,
important. Quibbling.
you know,
He
telling the
gritted his teeth
story.
in
But
hatred, but unfortunately,
that's why it
I'm
sounds
not
like
afraid
that.
of anything. Where should I put my face when you're with
But
another
yeah,
woman? I asked
I'm
him
gonna say I
casually.
love the Loud Gang.
She's my female
Emily,
friend. How
Troy,
can you call
and
her another
Stephanie.
woman? We grew up together like
Steph
brothers.
T.
Why are you being
say.
so unreasonable?
And then I
He
love
shouted loudly.
Yanni
His
because
face
she's
flushed.
part of the family
As he
now.
spoke, he dragged me
And all their
forward.
kids and
My
stuff.
whole
So
body was
yeah.
being pulled along. He's my male
What's
best
up,
friend.
guys? It's
What do you mean by
3:52
another
p.m.
person?
6 Club.
We grew up
You
wearing
know
the
they
same
have follow
skirt.
back,
You're being so unreasonable.
falling
Ever
back.
since I found
What
out
was
he's not a
it?
good
2
person,
years
my
ago?
main goal now is to piss him off so that he has
Yeah,
no
it
mood
was
to
like
work. This
2
way,
or 3
my
years
brother
ago
can
they have
smoothly
fallen
pull out the
back.
projects.
Emily
Seeing
did
him
too.
so angry
It
that
was
he
like
looks
3
like he
years,
wants to
4
hit
years
someone,
ago.
I feel so happy.
But now
We arrived at
everybody's
the
back
parking lot.
together.
Luna was
Not
sitting in
falling
the passenger
back.
seat.
Nobody likes
She smiled and
Brooklyn
greeted
Queen
me.
anymore.
Sophia,
Look at
I
that.
get carsick. You
Where
don't
did I
mind
get
if I
that
sit in the front, do you? What could
dot
I
on my
mind?
nose?
In case of a car accident, you'll be the first to
Mm.
die in this seat. If you die for me,
But
I should
yeah.
thank you. I got into the back row, muttering to myself, and sat in the middle, as if I was really afraid of getting hit
I
in
don't
case of
know.
an
I need to
accident.
shave my nose
Luna's face turned pale when she heard
or
my words,
something.
and she looked at
But
Daniel
yeah.
helplessly. Since that's the case, you
It's
should reflect on your behavior
3:53
at home
p.m.
recently and stop
7
working
clip.
for a while.
Last clip
I
the
rolled my
hour.
eyes at my heart. I used to go to the company to help him
So
because I
yeah.
thought I was going to marry him. Now that I'm not going to marry him, who cares about going to
So
work
yeah.
there? Isn't it better for me to go back to my family's company? As soon as my brother
Anyways.
tells me everything is settled, I'll dump him immediately. Luna turned her head and looked at me triumphantly. I stretched out two fingers and made a
Anyways.
gesture of digging out eyes, which scared her into crying out. Weakling. Daniel was holding the steering wheel with one hand and soothing her with the other, saying not to be afraid, that he
I
drives very
like
steadily. I posted all the photos Jane sent me on Moments, and captioned,
I
"Male best
like
friends are the
Sophia,
best. They accompany you to sleep
the
and
female
play.
lead.
They're a must-have at home." Then Luna's voice
But
was
yeah.
heard again in the quiet car.
Anyways,
Sophia,
I'm gonna
How
go.
could you do this?
And
Her
we'll see
voice
you
was tinged with
guys in the
sobs,
next
and
clip
Daniel immediately hit the brakes.
at
A
4.
car passing
No,
by behind us shouted,
5.
"SB, all the secrets
What's up,
within."
guys?
When exactly did you?
It's
I tilted my head slightly and smiled,
6:05
replying, "Do
p.m.
you remember
It's
my
the first
birthday?
clip.
The night you hurriedly left to confess to Ivy with a
I'm
drone." Luke's eyes widened in disbelief. Finally, his voice trembled, carrying a hint of cold incredulity. Lily, we haven't broken up yet, and you can't wait to betray me like this.
It's tiring.
In his eyes, I seemed to be an unforgivable traitor, while he wore the guise of a victim.
So,
I couldn't help but sneer and retort, the women around you come and go, entangled with Ivy until she got pregnant. Have you ever thought of me? He knew he was in the wrong and fell silent.
Yeah.
After a long pause, he reluctantly suggested, Lily, if you have the baby aborted, we won't make a fuss anymore. I'll go to the Civil Affairs Bureau to get the marriage certificate, and we'll get married and live well from now on, okay? I laughed to the point of tears, my gaze sharp as I stared into his eyes. Terminate? Do you think that's possible? I've had a miscarriage, and the doctor said it's hard for me to get pregnant again. Have you? What right do you have to decide my child's future? His body swayed gently, a flicker of pain in his eyes. All right, then you give birth.
Second clip. Why did I say 7 clip?
We can have another child, okay?
Sleepy.
I almost laughed out loud, looking at him with a gaze that was almost sympathetic. Do you hear what you're saying? He had red eyes, making the final compromise. Lily, for you, I can accept this child. At that moment, a low, mocking laugh came from not far away, and Ryan made his entrance. He casually unbuttoned his shirt, spoke lazily, but each word pierced the heart. You want my child to call you Dad? Do you deserve it? The atmosphere instantly became tense, swords drawn, and bows bent. Luke saw Ryan, as if he had touched a reverse scale, and charged forward madly. Ryan, it's you. However, his anger did not last long, as the bodyguards quickly subdued him. He seemed to forget whose territory this was. Luke's eyes were bloodshot as he tried to break free from the bodyguards, determined to fight Ryan to the death. With a gentle push from the bodyguard,
6:07 p.m. is their clip. I don't know why I don't talk in these clips,
examining him with an expressionless face.
Every
His gaze as
time
cold as ice.
I listen to a video, I just
have my
don't pay attention to the
I was
vlog,
somewhat surprised,
which I should.
Ryan held a
Like, I
prestigious
don't know
position.
why I don't do
had never
that.
seen him humiliate others
But
like this.
yeah, it's
Luke
really
stood
annoying
alone,
me.
powerless even though he felt unwilling in his
Really
heart.
bad.
His face was pale as he struggled to stand up and handed me an exquisite blue velvet box.
Because it's,
I didn't open it.
it's
I
sick.
already knew the contents in my
She's
heart.
laying down, she falls
It was the
asleep.
necklace that Ivy had taken away,
I'm
the
not
beloved
asleep.
item I had longed for.
I don't know.
He looked down and told me, Lily, on the day of the auction, I didn't really want to take away something you
Anyways.
cherished. I just wanted to make you jealous, to make you submit to me. I've already gotten the necklace back, and I will make Ivy get rid of the child. Don't you like this necklace very much? Let's get back together, okay? Yes, I used to like it so much. To trample on my self-esteem.
It's 6.
He understood that every time I
8
cried for
p.m.
him,
It's the
it was
4th
like
clip.
a knife cutting through my heart. Yet he continued to hurt me again and again. I said calmly,
Oh my God.
I don't like it anymore. Neither the necklace nor you. Luke's face was pale. Lily, stop being stubborn. Do you really want to part ways with me? I only find it laughable. Once, he was the one who hurt me the most, and now he pretends to be the victim. I gently pulled back the hem of my clothes and said firmly, Luke, you are the one who destroyed everything with your own hands. If we are to part, let it be complete. Don't make me look down on you anymore.
But
3 days later, Luke and I completed the final
like
procedures
bread or
for the property
something.
transfer
But she
in the
hasn't
solemn
said anything
atmosphere
at all.
of the notary office. Luke looked utterly exhausted, the shadows under his eyes revealing his sleepless nights. At this moment, no matter what his situation was, it had nothing to do with me. At the crossroads of our life journeys, we parted ways.
What's up,
Ivy's appearance
guys?
interrupted
It's
him.
6:09 p.m.
Ivy's face lost
the
its
5th
usual
clip.
gentle hypocrisy, replaced by an expression of anger and resentment. Luke, she already has a child with someone else. Why are you still giving her so much? I thought you only gave like this.
But yeah,
Since you broke
I'm
up
back.
with her, do you still want to protect her?
Got to
The crowd watching grew
everything,
larger, and Luke's expression
everything
became
is-
increasingly
I'm so
impatient,
tired.
finally erupting. Even if I'm not with Lily, I won't marry you. Ivy was stunned on the
Damn.
spot, and then, as if she realized
Damn.
something, she panicked and rushed forward, trying to grab Luke's hand. However,
This
Luke coldly
is-
pushed her away, saying, "Stay away from me." At that moment, an accident happened. Even though Ivy was pregnant, she still acted as she pleased, wearing high heels. She was used to using these to show Luke's affection for her.
So yeah.
But Luke's shove caused her to lose her balance and fall down the steps, hands tightly clutching her belly, pleading in pain, "My baby."
It's 6:12 p.m.
My stomach hurts so much.
It's 6 clip.
Luke witnessed this scene, panic-stricken. A few seconds later, blood flowed between Ivy's legs.
Oh well,
my heart
that's what they get.
As I recalled how my child with Luke had also left me in this way.
But yeah.
Is this the arrangement of fate? Perhaps those who are cold-hearted are destined to have shallow familial bonds. Maybe the child could already sense in the womb that they were not loved by their father.
I think this is the last
sadly
clip
chose to leave.
For this hour.
Although the world is beautiful, it is unwilling to come to this world.
Yeah, this is the last clip for this hour.
After the turmoil with Ivy, my relationship with Ryan inevitably reached the ears of the He family.
But yeah.
The next day, Ryan's grandfather couldn't wait to summon him back to the old house and specifically requested to meet with me. On the way to the ride, my heart raced, feeling nervous and uneasy.
I'm gonna see you guys
Ryan softly reassured me,
at 7
saying
o'clock.
that his grandfather was actually very...
What's up, guys? It is 1 o'clock p.m. I'm closing the vlog out. Hope you guys enjoyed today's vlog. I want you guys to, yesterday's vlog. I want you guys to subscribe, like, hit the bell, follow me on Instagram, Krista9, and TikTok, Krista Ryan. That's all you guys do. I need to upload this vlog right now. And everything. Oh, the baby's crying again. Another person died today. And I can't pronounce her last name, but her name's Michelle Trump something. I'm gonna say rest in peace to her because she did pass away today. Was it today? Today's the 26th, right? Yeah, she passed away today. You know how old she was? 39 years old, and she passed away. That's so sad. It's really sad, but yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go. I gotta upload this video, and I'll see you guys later on today and tomorrow. Bye.